if I may interrupt, because it's so timely and so topical, one of the key ways, I think, that you might show willing to address the degree to which there is one rule for the rich in the world today and something entirely different for the rest of us, is to address the problem of tax avoidance, tax evasion, call it what you will. The Panama Papers have revealed so much. I just wonder whether you were surprised by what they revealed.
What is needed is...
Were you surprised?
That
I just would like to know whether, when we learn that so many politicians, business leaders, elites have squirreled away money for one reason or another in offshore havens like Panama and islands in the Caribbean, did that surprise you as managing director of the IMF?
Yes, it did a little bit, but I haven't seen the documents, I haven't looked at them, and I don't really, I cannot opine on the legality, illegality of it all. I think irrespective of that, which needs to be addressed on a per tax authority, per country basis, and I hope it does. Irrespective of that, we need to understand why there are so many loopholes in the system that actually conduce to that sentiment, which Maury very well described, of some people feeling excluded from the benefit and the outcome of growth and success, because that is just not right.
Here's a figure. Boston Consulting Group reckoned that private wealth booked in offshore centers grew by 7% in 2014, this is going back a bit, to reach $11 trillion. So that's money that is not being taxed, that is not going through the state, national governments to pay for roads and hospitals and education, because it is being squirreled away offshore and tax is not being paid. Is it, in your view, time to get together with national governments, with leaders around the world, to close down the offshore, highly secretive tax havens, whether they be in the Caribbean, the Channel Islands, statelets in Europe, wherever they may be?
I remember 2010, when I was finance minister for France, and together with the president at the time, we launched that campaign. And it was a very difficult one, of trying to eradicate some of those tax havens.
Well, it's thus far, it has to be said, a total and utter failure.
And no, I disagree with you. I'll tell you why. Because many governments, not all, but many governments at the time endorsed the project and said, okay, we need to deal with this. And what is called the BEPS, which is this funny, not so funny, base erosion and profit shifting project, has been undertaken, has been endorsed by many economies, applies to corporates in the main, and I think that's an area where it needs to be made universal, as should be made universal the automatic exchange of information between countries. But the problem of it is that everybody has to be part of it. Because if you have little holes in the system, well, creative thinkers and tax optimizers, and there are plenty of those, and they have great minds and great imaginations, will find ways.
It needs global leadership, doesn't it?
So it needs global leadership. Yeah. It needs to be totally comprehensive, and it needs to include the implementation arm of it. Because I'll tell you, we are doing a lot of work in that area when we do technical assistance on anti-money laundering, on counter-terrorism financing. And we do the assessment, and sometimes we have just crucifying reports, but nothing gets done.
You say you're trying to do work here at the IMF, you talk about the need for global leadership. Let me ask you a very personal question,
and
if you don't mind.
And I think we need to think outside the box in that
Well, I'm going to think, in terms of your box at the moment, how much tax do you pay on your salary?
Like all IMF staff members and all World Bank staff members, we are tax exempt, and that is taken into account for the purpose. But I do pay tax, don't worry. Because
but your salary is tax exempt. And I know it's not because you insisted it be that way, it's always been that way. But the bottom line is this: if you are to be a leader on this, and it sounds to me as though you have the passion and you want to be a leader, that's going to have to change. Aren't you going to have to make a stand and say, you know what, it's not acceptable to be a leader and to send a message which says, oh, well, I want everybody else to pay tax, but actually I don't pay tax. You should pay tax, shouldn't you?
I tell you, there is, first of all, I do pay tax in
but not
France.
Not on your IMF salary, you don't.
On other matters.
Yeah, but
no.
I mean, you get a very substantial salary and it's tax-free.
No, Stephen, this is an easy little fight to pick. I'll tell you why all international staff people are tax exempt, wherever located in the world. It's to avoid that under the pressure and under the authority of local tax people, then they be asked to move in one direction or the other. And this tax independence, if you will, is factored in the determination of compensation. I'm not, arguing for it. It's been around for 70 years in the case of the IMF, many more years for other institutions.
Should it? Do you think it should change?
Otherwise, you fall prey to whatever those local government, where the institutions have a seat, actually decide to do against you.